Hey everyone, this is Daniel,
And I'm Jun,
and we are
Korean.
American.
Hey Daniel,
Hey June.
it's been a while. Is it? No. Has
No,
it not been?
not that long.
Yeah.
But welcome back from your trip.
Yeah, I've been on my summer vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, by the way, in Korea, there's like this thing called the summer vacation period.
August?
Like more traditionally in Korea,
Yeah.
there was a summer vacation period for the company where everyone takes a summer vacation at the same
Oh,
time.
that I didn't
But
know.
then it loosened up to be there's sort of like a period, like a longer period
Mm-hmm.
in which people can use their PTOs for summer vacation.
Mm.
Some companies have dedicated summer vacation PTOs.
Yeah.
And now the trend is that you can use your PTO whenever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still there's a tendency of like we call it 휴가 기간, like 여름 휴가 기간,
Mm-hmm.
like summer vacation period,
Mm.
where people tend to go on a summer vacation more.
Is it not the first 2 weeks of August?
I think it's like sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Starting from late July to like
Yeah.
mid August.
June, you may not know this. You do, probably.
Mhm.
It aligns with when schools are off, right? So the whole family can vacation together.
Oh, interesting. I had no clue.
As a non-parent, I wouldn't expect you to know. But then you grew up here, so you
So
probably
negligent.
no, you probably remembered when your summer vacations were, right?
That's true.
Growing up. So that's why I thought you might know. But
Mm.
yeah.
Anyways, I went on a 5-day trip to Bangkok.
Mm.
Bangkok is pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like Thailand as a country, their entire industry is so focused on tourism.
Yeah.
And so if you go for the more fancy stuff,
Yeah.
it's way more fancier
Yeah.
than in Korea.
Yeah.
I went to one throughout my entire trip, I went to one very fancy restaurant
Uh-huh.
because my friends had a reservation there.
Okay.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Korea has those kind of restaurants.
Like Michelin 3-star. That's what it would be called in the US. Just like the best dining experience.
To be honest, the
Yeah.
food wasn't that good,
Well, I bet it looked good.
but the atmosphere was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, sometimes when I go to these restaurants, I have to get like in and out after because I'm not full.
yeah.
But the experience is definitely, unique and one of a kind.
The other thing about Bangkok is Bangkok has like one very serious flaw,
Yeah.
which is the traffic.
Yeah.
There are two issues about this.
Yeah.
Number one, the traffic is just bad
Uh-huh.
to the point where I rode on a taxi. Their version of Uber is this thing called Grab.
Yep, Brad.
And if the traffic is really bad, it'll take literally like an hour to go forward 200 meters.
That's ridiculous.
And the second worst thing is that I
Uh-huh.
think that they don't have adequate traffic data
Uh-huh.
to for
Oh,
Google.
to estimate.
Yeah, for Google Maps to estimate. Because whenever I check Google Maps, it says like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I take the cab and it took like 50 minutes.
And you are regretting driving instead of walking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But surprisingly,
Uh-huh.
Bangkok is cooler than it is in Korea. right
Really?
now. Yeah.
Isn't it it's like a tropical zone, right?
That's
Oh,
crazy,
man,
right?
Yeah. Korea's so hot right now.
Yeah. So those were my impressions of Bangkok.
Yeah.
People are nice. Food is nice. Things are fancy.
My friend who is very well versed in traveling all over Asia, Southeast Asia, Europe, etc.
Yeah.
He says if he could choose he's living in Korea right now, but if he could just kind of choose anywhere to live and raise his kids right now, it would actually be Bangkok. He said there's a huge growing expat community. The whole country is kind of modernizing and growing very quickly, so there's a lot of opportunity economically, etc. if you know where to look and if you have some money to begin with. It's just it's a growing economy, so there's a lot of upside you can capitalize on.
I see.
And I didn't realize this, but like you said, hearing you say how fancy it is, this friend of mine, he's pretty fancy himself. So I think he really enjoys like fine dining, fine
Yeah.
restaurants, really
Yeah.
nice hotel stays, things like that. And so I think he would fully take advantage of it.
I see. The thing about Bangkok that I also realized is that this is something also my friend who lived in Bangkok for a very long time told me. He said his eventual plans is to retire in Bangkok
Oh,
too.
wow, yeah.
And he said that one of the reasons that he wants to live in Bangkok is because, ironically, because you can live in a bubble as a foreigner.
Yeah.
And I understood that exactly
Yeah.
when I went to Bangkok this time, because as I mentioned, if you're looking for the fancier stuff, things are really fancy, and it's even more expensive than it is in Korea.
Wow. Okay.
So this is kind of sad, but
Yeah.
I think like the local people cannot afford to go to those
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
if you just live in that fancy bubble, you only meet foreigners
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like Westerners,
Yeah,
and
I
like
could see that.
Chinese, Korean, yeah,
I think a lot of countries that rely heavily on tourism are pretty similar.
yeah,
Yeah, so if you can turn a blind eye to that, maybe you
Yeah.
can survive and be happy living there
Yeah.
or vacationing there. But otherwise, yeah, some people it's a bit of a turnoff.
yeah. And there is a concept called haiso. I just learned this time. I think it's short for high society.
High society, okay.
And those are like,
Oh, this is not a Korean 줄임말.
it's not. I think I think it's what they call it in Thailand actually.
Okay,
Haiso.
okay. Yeah,
And these are all like these like lighter skinned Chinese descendant people living in Thailand
yeah.
who has a lot of money, who live like basically like crazy rich Asians.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it stands for high society, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
This is not the Bangkok episode.
nor is it the travel episode.
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
Oh, okay, Jun, what do you want to talk about today?
I kind of wanted to lead in by saying maybe Bangkok is in trend right now. Because today we wanted to talk about trends.
Trends, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And we're gonna do it every once in a while,
Yeah.
because as we mentioned multiple times in this podcast, things are always in trend in Korea, and trends are always changing.
Korea is a country of trends.
Yeah.
Coming and going.
Yeah, so we have to catch up with the trends. And to be very clear, the huge caveat is that I know the things that we're going to cover today, if people who are very sensitive to trends who are listening, they would say like, "Ugh, it's already
It's already
passed."
gone, yeah.
But anyways,
For the rest of the world, yeah, you might be, you know what, a few months out of date
yes.
at most.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I did some prep.
Thank you, June. You know,
For
we get a
like-
lot of comments saying they appreciate when we're more prepared and structured.
Yeah. What's your take on that, Daniel?
I think that's where you come in.
Yeah. So I think there's a good balance between the two of us.
Yes, yeah.
Because I like the podcast to be a little bit more structured, and I think you appreciate more of the natural flow that comes from not preparing.
Don't get me wrong. I think the podcast, I appreciate greatly when it's more structured and prepared. It's just, I'm too lazy. Yeah, it's just too much of a time commitment. So, no, but I like the authenticity that comes from
Yes.
just sitting and talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I prepared trends in different categories of 7 I have so far.
Oh, wow, June. Okay, let's go.
We have like 1 or 2 for each category.
Okay. I can guess some of the categories.
And I think these are pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty in trend right now.
Okay.
Where do we start from?
Food, fashion.
Yes, we have food and we have fashion. What do you want to start with?
I don't care. Whatever, you go.
I want to start with language.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a thing called 유행어 in Korea, like words that are in trend.
Okay.
Kind of a lot of the times they're slangs, things that people
Oh,
say.
okay, got it. Yeah.
What's the equivalent of that in English?
I think you said it exactly.
Like trend words?
Yeah, slang. Oh, first of all, June, I don't think I've ever shared this with you. The way that you and Koreans use the word trend, it's a little different than how Americans would use. Yeah.
Oh, really?
We might have mentioned this before, but you wouldn't. There's nothing wrong about it. But when you say like, "Oh, this is trending," I guess it always has just sounded a bit awkward to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this.
But after being here long enough, I've become very acclimated to it. But I think Americans would just say it's in trend right now, or it's trendy, like trendy with a Y. But it's not trending. like being a verb, like something trending, it's going trending, etc. Americans would just use viral
I
or
see.
popular,
I see.
or it's in trend.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
you're
Koreans always use the word trending, which is funny. But
you're-
anyway, I've grown used to it.
Yeah, so you're saying it's grammatically not wrong, but it is awkward.
It's awkward,
Okay.
yeah.
But
But
I'm
anyway,
gonna use trending because
Yes.
this is a Korean American podcast.
I know. But then you brought up would Americans just call it trending, and Americans would never say
Oh, I see.
this word is trending.
Uh-huh.
You could say it's trending vocabulary.
So it's sort of like a buzzword, I would say. Yeah.
But this word's going viral, I think is how we would say it.
So I have two trending words in Korea.
And this is Korean, Hangul.
It's a mix of it.
Okay, let's go.
They're very weird words, and I'll try to explain as much as possible.
Okay.
This one word, I think it's so in trend right now.
Yeah, there you go.
That probably most like young people would know what this is.
Okay.
And I'm like 99% sure that you don't.
Yeah, 100%.
And this word was so interesting that it created like a concept.
Okay.
And it starts from this K-pop group, girl band called IVE. Have you heard of IVE?
I've heard of IVE.
So
I
you know
could
how
not
like
tell you
there
a song, but I've heard of
you
them.
know how there are like different generations of K-pop bands?
I don't, but
Like first gen, second gen, third gen. I think we're in like the fifth gen phase right now.
I do not know. Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's also like in a specific generation of bands, there are like the tiers we say.
Okay.
As everything is in Korea,
Yeah.
people like to rank things
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I think IVE is one of like the top tiers of like New Jeans and IVE. So I think there's sort of like a rivalry between New Jeans and IVE.
Okay.
So they're like top tier
Yes.
K-pop girl group.
Okay.
And even in a specific girl group or a boy band, there's always like what Koreans describe as like center.
Oh,
Like
the
main,
lead.
like the
Yes,
main.
okay.
There's a difference between a lead and a center.
Okay.
There's always a lead, like there's a leader of the group
Yeah.
as like the manager, almost like of the team. It's like the leader.
Like the most responsible or
Yeah.
team captain in a sense. Okay.
And I think the company actually gives that title to a certain person. But like center, meaning that this person is the most attractive. So like when they're dancing, this
Yeah.
person is usually in the center.
Okay.
And so in this girl group called IVE,
Yeah.
the center, I don't know if she is also a leader or not.
Okay.
But I know that she's the quote unquote center.
Okay.
This person called Chang Won-young.
Okay.
Very, very famous for like, of course, like having a very cute face and
Like visuals, yeah.
yeah. But she's also very famous for having a very positive attitude.
Okay.
Right?
Just like super bubbly.
Yeah.
Total optimist.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And it's so extreme to a point. Like people were so fascinated by the way that she thinks.
Yeah.
And so the concept comes from this, and we call it 원형적 사고.
Oh, okay.
It's like the 원형's way of thinking.
Okay.
Right? And so I think through my research, I learned that this came from a chat that I think a lot of like these K-pop bands use to communicate with their fans. There's like certain apps where
Is it Weverse?
there
or
are
is there
like
another
different
one?
versions of
Okay,
that.
okay.
But like there's a concept in which like everyone can go into this chat room.
Yeah.
But it's only one directional, meaning that the fans can't say anything.
Oh, okay.
But the artist can say stuff. But it's
Interesting.
like very personal stuff,
Okay.
right? So people like tune into that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's even paid service, whatever. And I think it's very in trend in the K-pop world.
Yeah, sorry, but again, the side tangent. Who are they chatting with? Just each other?
No, like they're just like almost talking in monologue. Like today, like almost like writing a diary. Like, oh, I
Yeah,
did this,
okay.
like whatever. Right?
I mean, the idea of that to me sounds so weird. It's like chatting back and forth.
But like I can understand because that's the only way that you can maintain that service.
I get
'Cause,
it,
like
yeah.
there's gonna be like literally thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Anyways,
So
it was like it stemmed out from what she said in one of these chats.
wow.
And she was describing that she was like that day she was in line to get like this very famous scone place.
Yeah.
So she was trying to get the scone.
Yeah.
And she got cut off in line for like the last batch
Yeah.
of the scone, like right in front of
She
her.
couldn't get it.
So she couldn't get it.
Oh my god.
And then she said, because of that, they they baked another batch and she got the new fresh
Oh.
one. And she ended it by saying, so her English name is Vicky, by the way.
Okay.
So like, and she ended it by saying like, what a lucky Vicky.
No.
And everyone was like, oh, this is so cute. And this is so like showing her personality.
Yeah.
And in Korean, it's like lucky Vicky잖아.
Ah, lucky Vicky. Okay.
Yeah. And so everyone started saying this to like sort of turn around the negative
Yeah.
situations into something positive.
Okay.
And people started using like when something bad happens, like they like ironically twist it and say like, oh, like lucky Vicky잖아.
So is Lucky Vicky the trending term or the earlier one, the artist's name?
원형적 사고.
Sagu, yeah.
Both kind of, but like the former is more of a concept.
Okay.
And like when you use it, you say like lucky Vicky. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. It's like today, maybe I'll use it in a real life example. Like today's so hot that I sweated so much.
Yeah.
But now I can shower once more. So it's lucky Vicky.
Lucky Vicky. Okay.
Anyways, that's lucky Vicky.
Is it always said kind of ironically or sarcastically a bit?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So you can't actually say it if it's...
But I think when she said it, she wasn't saying it in an ironic way. She literally thought that she was lucky. Anyway.
Can I give you a couple takes?
Yes.
So first of all, when I hear that story that she shared, I actually don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, they made a special batch just for her, right? Because she's famous.
Oh no! I think she meant that because she was cut off in like in line for the first batch.
Yeah.
Because you're like next in line, they started making another batch.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she just turned it into a positive in a
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, infectious optimism, etc. I love that characteristic in a sense. We've talked about this before. I think it's especially maybe needed in Korean society.
Yeah.
Because Korean society is so pessimistic
Yes.
overall. So great. I'm excited by this trend. Yeah.
It is. I think it's a positive thing, definitely.
Yeah.
But one thing that I thought was hilarious is my friend said, you know that optimism is trending right now. So even optimism has to
Trend for it to be popular. Yeah.
Anyways.
Wait, but is optimism trending overall?
I don't know. I think it's just like kind of they said it in ironic.
Okay, yeah. I just want to call out though that the fact that you and your coworkers are always bringing up like what is and isn't in trend, like it's just such a I don't know, staple of Korean culture.
Yes.
To think about and understand and track these trends.
Yeah.
Even that is itself again different than the US. Yeah.
I think Korea definitely puts a lot of value in trends and also puts a lot of value in youth.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
where did youth come from though?
I don't know. People are like, I think even to the extent that people feel shameful that they're old, like we're in like their social circle, they feel ashamed to say that they're like older or whatever, and they always like envy the youth, right? So I think old people
I'll try to follow the youthful
are so
trends.
like frantically trying to grasp onto whatever is trending amongst the youngsters.
Wait, Jun. We just explained why trends are so come and go so quickly in Korea.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the old people try to adopt the trend, it's over.
Yes,
and then the
exactly.
young people flee to the next thing. Oh, that's so interesting.
But that's like a universal thing. I think that happens in the US too.
But how quickly it happens in Korea, I think, is what makes it. You know.
Yeah.
But okay. Number one trend, lucky Vicky.
Lucky Vicky잖아.
Lucky Vicky-jana.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah. Much needed unbridled optimism for Korea.
Yeah. The next one is really weird. One of these Gen Z words that I don't really get.
Wait, Jun. I wanted to do the thing with trends where we will talk about if we think this trend will continue, and if we want to see it continue or if we're happy to see it go. I don't know.
Okay, to begin with, nothing continues.
Nothing can. Okay, got it.
Almost. Maybe, I think throughout the years,
Yeah.
there are a handful of things that I feel like they
Can
stuck
last?
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Things like maratang. I think
Yeah.
it became sort of like a staple.
Yeah.
But it's very rare that happens.
Okay. Well, maybe we can give it a rating. Like, do you want to see this continue or do you want to see this go quickly?
I want to see Lucky Vicky continue because it's a positive thing.
But
but I don't think it'll last that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll probably sink. It's already pretty gone right now, I want to say.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very trendy. I want to say 3-4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I had never heard that before,
Yeah.
so I'm behind.
Yes. Okay, moving on to the next language buzzword is
Okay.
this word called, again, this is the weirdest like Gen Z word that I don't even understand. 스컬하다? 스컬하다?
Skull? Skull.
스컬.
Mm,
It's definitely not a Korean word.
okay.
And I learned that it comes from,
Rowing?
no,
Oh, okay.
it comes from hip hop.
Okay.
And I think like hip hop artists, they tend to use the word skir a lot. Because it's like they say it's the sound that it makes when a car is drifting.
Okay.
So it's sort of like flexing, kind of like
Oh.
skir.
June,
Do you get it?
your rap career is about to take off. Skir.
I didn't get it either,
No, yeah.
but during my research, I did try to listen to some of like the hip hop songs
Yeah.
to see how they use it in their music.
Yeah.
They just literally say like skir
Skir,
skir.
okay. And it means like drifting, like you're
It
zigzagging?
comes from, it's just like flex kind of.
Oh,
Whatever.
like flexing.
Yeah.
Like a flex. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like bling bling, almost like
Okay.
skir skir.
Got it.
So that's like,
I am old. Yeah, I've never heard of this before.
and that translated into like 스컬하다 in
Oh,
Korea.
Kuhada. Okay.
스컬하다.
Got it.
And they use it in like the same way that these hip hop artists use in their songs, as describing something cool.
Okay. Got it.
It's like, oh, you got a new phone. That's skir. Or like, oh, 스컬하다.
Okay.
그거, yeah. I feel so old right now describing like what the young people use.
Yeah.
But this is like the thing that like really young people use in like their like the children.
Got it. Like the children. June, come on, like teenagers.
Or even younger.
Younger,
like
okay,
elementary
okay.
school to
Yeah.
teenagers. Yeah.
Is this okay? Is this a constant point of debate and also kind of like older generation making fun of the younger generation for the words that they use, like their slang?
Again, I think Korea has a very special admiration for the youth right now. So I don't think they don't make
Oh.
fun of it.
They wanna
admire-
learn it.
Yeah, they admire.
Really?
I think there is that kind of sense, yeah.
See, that's different. I think the US, I think most people always look down on the younger generation and think that their generation was better for, on every axis, but language too. Like, what are they using? Like skibbity or like random words, right?
I mean, there is definitely some of that,
Yeah.
but I think Korea is very special in that they try to follow them, admire them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think Korea puts so much value in age that there's this like special admiration towards the youth.
Interesting.
Which is so interesting because traditionally Korea used to obey the
elderly.
and it's like completely flipped right now.
Interesting.
They obey the young.
Interesting. Yeah.
This could be in our quotes.
They obey the young.
Koreans obey the young now. Anyways,
Would you go that far though? Like legitimately? Do you think that's true?
I mean, I feel like there's this like very awkward admiration towards the young every time. Whatever people say, like,
Yeah.
oh, like I envy your youth or whatever. 어려서 좋겠다.
I mean, that's true. I think that's true as well in the US.
Yeah.
But to actually say, do you think the hierarchy actually is reversing a bit? Whereas the youth are held in higher esteem in Korea? I don't think you could go that far, right?
Not to that extent.
Okay.
But there is a
Like a deep admiration, jealousy,
Yeah,
envy of the youth.
there is a trending psyche.
Okay. That I think is pretty global and universal though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, everyone wishes they could be young again.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like I am that generation where I was never admired as youth, but now that I'm older,
yeah.
I don't get the obey that I would get
I
from
get it.
young people. Anyways,
I see. So you're saying you didn't feel your generation was looked up to when you were young,
yeah.
but now that you're older,
Yeah.
now you have to look up to the young now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I always have to look up to something.
Got it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Should we move on?
Yes.
That's the end of the language category.
okay.
Moving on.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to see this trend continue?
I
or-
want it to go. It's crazy. It doesn't even mean anything.
In Jung, I agree.
I also especially want it to go because I also learned that they use skor in a very sexual way too.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you want to like skor 할래? Like,
Yeah.
do you want to skor? Do you want to skor?
Yeah.
Meaning like,
Do you want to hook up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But for, like amongst the very young people,
Okay.
it's like kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't want this to stick.
Slang
But I
trends.
do. I wanted to add on to the fact that it's very interesting that the young people get things from like hip hop culture, which I think hip hop is very like a thing amongst the young people.
In Korea in particular?
Yeah.
I think universally hip hop is always pushing the boundaries and frontiers, and they're generally ahead of trends and setting trends. So yeah, I don't find that surprising.
And also the hip hop artists, I'm sure it's the same in the US, but in Korea, they're like their demeanor and like fashion and everything looks so cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's very natural that young people
Want to emulate and be like them. Yep. Agreed.
Okay, moving on. I want to go to the music episode because I did mention New Jeans.
Okay.
When I was just explaining who IVE is.
Yeah.
You know who New Jeans is, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've talked about them.
So there's a very famous performance that New Jeans made. It was last month,
Oh, okay.
July, in Japan,
Yeah.
which became a sensation, overnight sensation.
Just catapulting their fame.
Yes.
Like it was such a good performance.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know this.
So this was during. So New Jeans is trying to make it into the Japanese market right now, and they're doing very heavy marketing.
Okay.
And I think they're succeeding. I heard that they're very popular in Japan. So they did the July fan meeting, and they did it in the Tokyo Dome.
Okay.
And doing something, performing at in Tokyo Dome in Japan is a very symbolic thing because that's one of the biggest arenas that you can reserve in Japan. So doing something there means that you've made it and you have like the ticket, like the purchasing. We call it ticket power in Korea. I don't know if that's a Konglish word.
Yeah.
To fill up the entire
Got
arena.
it. Yeah.
So they did a fan meeting in July. And of course, they did like a mini concert there. And also during fan meetings in K-pop culture, it's a normal, usual thing that one of each member does like their solo performance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this member in Eugene's called Hani. All of a sudden she came up on stage
Yeah.
wearing like this very... So what she did is that she sang this Japanese song called, in Korean, they translate it to 푸른 산호초,
Okay.
meaning like the blue coral reef.
But it's a cover. She's saying a famous Japanese song
She sang a very famous Japanese song.
in Japanese.
In Japanese.
Oh, wow, okay.
And this song is by a Japanese artist called Matsuda Seiko.
Okay.
And in Japanese, the title is called Aoi Sangosho. Anyways, it means like blue coral reef, whatever.
Okay.
And it's a very symbolic song for Japanese people because it's like this song was initially released in 1980, and it's a very specific genre in Japanese pop culture that was very popular in the early like late 70s to the 80s, which is called city pop.
Okay.
Do you know what city pop is?
No.
So
You already know. I don't know.
there's a very specific vibe to it, and
Okay.
you can imagine what the vibe is because that's when Japan was in their golden age.
Okay.
So it's very optimistic, very like trendy, kind of like trendy optimistic, that kind of song
Yeah.
genre. We call it city pop.
Okay.
And this artist in city pop is kind of like the symbol
Okay.
of that era and that genre and that music. And she was like, at the time, Japan's like, what do you call it?
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
Oh yeah. Okay. National sweetheart.
Yeah. So yeah, this artist, Matsuda Seiko, she was a Japan sweetheart at the
Got it.
time.
Okay.
And this song was one of her most famous songs.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so all of a sudden, Hani comes up on stage,
Yeah.
dressed exactly like her, and started
Oh,
singing
as like
this
a
song.
tribute to her.
Yeah. And then like the fans go like crazy.
Yeah.
Because Japanese people have like a special connection to this song.
Yeah.
And like the special feeling. And to see like this Korean artist, she's not even Korean.
Yeah. Oh, she's not?
She's not. I think she's like Vietnamese, Australian or something.
Wow. Okay.
And in a K-pop band.
Yeah.
Performing in Japan, singing a Japanese song. This is very interesting. But like you can see, like I saw the video of it. You can see like the audience go crazy like as the first verse comes out. So it became a like overnight sensation.
And if it was that famous of a song, as soon as even like the intro notes come out, the audience is gonna know, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of that kind of reaction.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah.
Anyways, and you know how like number one, Korean people love it when like foreigners love their culture.
Yeah.
So naturally, Korean people went crazy too about how Japanese people
went
loved
crazy
it.
over it.
And there's an extra thing when Japanese people love Korean culture.
Yeah. We've touched on this before, but
Yeah. Because like it almost feels like there's always this mentality within Korea, Korean people viewing Japanese people because they once, you know, ruled Korea for a period. And now like we feel like we're culturally dominating them right now.
It's a role reversal.
So they I think they feel sort of like a catharsistic.
Yeah, redemption.
Kind of thing.
Validation.
Yeah. So yeah, that was very in trend for July and August.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and watch this concert.
Yeah.
I feel like performing such an iconic Japanese song, not being Japanese to a Japanese audience, that was a risky move, but it paid off.
Yes.
But I could have seen that going the other way too. It's like, how dare you like sing our song, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't. There's plenty of American artists that are similar. I mean, I don't know about female solo artists, but Michael Jackson comes to mind. So someone like that, right? Just like truly iconic. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do I want this to stick? It probably wouldn't because it's a song.
Yeah. How about the trend of Korean artists? I was gonna say Korean culturally dominating Japan, but that might be too strong. But Korean culture being more adopted by Japan.
Of course, I want that to happen more,
okay.
and it already is kind of. Yeah, like K-pop bands are really popular in Japan.
Yeah.
But what I do wish is that the opposite. Like I wish the cultural interchange is more both ways.
I see.
Because Korea is very, I think.
We're not ready for that yet. I think. Yeah.
Like listening to Japanese Japanese pop or like consuming Japanese culture. I mean, people are not ashamed to do that anymore, which was the case even like in the 90s and early 2000s.
I believe it. Yeah.
Oh, you listen to Japanese songs or whatever.
You traitor.
Yeah. But I feel like it could be because Japanese culture is awesome too, I think. Like they're very sophisticated. They're very, in depth. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things that we can learn from each other and like create like the more, East Asian cultural realm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to restrain myself for the sake of time.
Okay.
The one thing I did want to mention, Jun, before we move on, I forgot if it was an article or maybe someone had told me this recently, but if you look at Korea's industry and economy, I think up until very recently and maybe even just now, Korea's basically just fast followed and copied Japan.
Yes.
I don't know if this is well understood or established as true, but for me, it was the first time I had heard it. And it just made a lot of sense, right? Because for so long, Japan was the model of innovation, as a global leader in technology, et cetera.
Yeah.
But yeah, Korea copied a lot from cars to, displays,
Exactly.
battery tech. But now it seems like Korea can't copy Japan anymore. And Korea's actually struggling a bit to figure out, how can we continue to grow?
Yeah.
How can we continue to innovate? Because we can't just copy what Japan has done to get, become successful. So anyway, it was the first time I heard it. I had just heard this recently. And so that's what immediately came to mind when you were talking about, Korea kind of surpassing Japan in certain ways. Yeah.
I think it's very natural that countries, while they're economically developing, try to benchmark some other country that has more cultural resemblance, right? I mean, Japan did that when they were booming with their economy. They tried to mimic everything that the US does or Germany does, kind of. So they were famous for copying too, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Korea went through that phase of, copying Japan. Now I think it's a time where we have to find innovation within ourselves,
Yeah.
which I think a very good example is the entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's true.
Which we're leading the global trend right now.
Feels
Of
that
course,
way.
like the girl band type of, a phenomena is copied from Japan, I think, originally. But I think we overcame that phenomena and then we recreated something of our own.
Yeah. Even boy bands, right? When we talked about this before, you said they were looking at like New Kids on the Block and the
Yes.
boy bands in the US in the 80s or whatever as their template too.
Yeah.
But they just continued to
Yeah.
iterate and refine and optimize. Yeah.
And you know how like these Korean big entertainment companies, now they're launching boy bands in the West too.
I just heard that article.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of talking about it in our next news headlines one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some label in Korea is sponsoring a boy band group. Is it in the UK?
I think it's in the UK.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of white guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're white, but that to me is crazy.
yeah.
And it makes sense for sure. That's one trend I think is really good.
Yeah.
Korea not just launching in Korea, but trying to actually expand outside of Korea. We'll see if it's successful. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would be very surprised pleasantly if it were.
Yeah.
But at least they're trying is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. The next two categories are somewhat linked together, so I want to start with fashion.
Okay.
And the first one you already know.
What is it?
It's the Trader Joe's bag.
Oh. Yeah, this one's been in trend for a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know where it came from, right?
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Why did Trader Joe's all of a sudden become so popular in Korea?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even here.
Yeah.
I think Korean people tend to like to go to Trader Joe's a lot when
Yeah.
they visit the US. Maybe it's like they learned it from Instagram or YouTube or whatnot.
I'm going to put out a theory. So actually, I was reading some random headline and it said Seoul, I forgot the second country, but Seoul and some other country, they were two of the top rising global tourist destinations. And so I think one of the most common questions that someone from America asks me before coming to Korea, what should I bring? Right? That's like such a common question.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's not much. But yeah, Trader Joe's was like a common thing that was recommended because Trader Joe's, even in America, they carry a lot of kind of unique merchandise, right? Whether it's, this random flavoring thing or some not common spice or whatever it might be, right? And so I think it's kind of a unique gift to bring. Just, pick up something you can't find in Korea from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then two, so have you heard of the Trader Joe's kimbap?
Yes.
Okay. That was also kind of really popular in the US.
Yes.
It was a kind of a viral trend in the US as well. So I think that might have also played some role in this too. Like Trader Joe's connection to Korean culture.
I think
So
so.
just putting those two out there. But yeah, like I see the Trader Joe's bags everywhere. It's a flex.
Yes.
Or a skir. When you have one here.
I
Yeah.
think it's a good balance between. So number one, I think Trader Joe's is very symbolically American.
Yeah.
It's like West Coast kind of vibe, right?
Good question. Yeah, I don't know if it's West Coast to be honest, but yeah.
And number two, you can't get it easily in Korea.
Yes. Yeah.
Which
yeah,
is another formula
Yeah.
for things to trend. And number three, I don't think it's too fancy or a luxury item enough for you to seem like you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
It's somewhat casual.
It's like a subtle flex. Yeah. It's like I either came from America
Yeah.
or I have friends from America
Yeah.
to bring me this.
I think it's a good balance.
Yeah.
And they don't sell it anymore.
Oh, I don't know if they don't sell them, but it's just sold out. So June, we were in the US in July, right?
Yeah.
We went to 3 different Trader Joe's trying to find the regular tote bag.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, That was number one in fashion. I wanted to go away. It's so pretentious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the other side here. I
Okay.
want it to stay.
Really?
I think a shift away from just luxury brands and luxury goods towards something a little bit more casual, even if it is a subtle flex, I think is a good thing. And again, I like Trader Joe's, so any support I can give to them.
I wanted to go away for the exact same reason, because I think they're intentionally trying to, dial it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more
More
pretentious.
pretentious.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I just think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it is, I get what you're saying. I think the shift away from luxury goods is still a good thing overall.
Yeah. Okay, we have to go fast.
Okay.
The next one is the trend in luxury athleisure.
Ooh, like Andar, is that the brand here?
Like On, Aloe, like Lululemon was in trend
Yes.
for some while.
Yeah. Sorry, what is? Keep going. Aloe is the one I was thinking of.
Aloe and On, and the reason why I think they're trending is because, again, I don't think they launched in Korea yet.
Oh, I see.
So people try to like flex.
It's a flex to have it.
Yeah. I think On and Aloe are both positioned as like the next generation Lululemon. And also this one they launched officially in Korea, but this shoe brand called Hoka.
No, haven't heard of that.
You haven't heard of it?
No.
Oh, it's very famous.
Okay.
In the US.
I really am not on top of. I'm not a trends guy.
I see.
Yeah. In fact, I am counter trend in general. But no, the one I was going to bring up, Jun. Have you heard of Vuori?
No.
Vuori.
No.
Okay. This is very popular.
In the US?
Yeah. So
Oh,
we were
interesting.
in Southern California, right, in July. I don't know if this brand is based there or not. I believe it might be, but it is super popular. It's very, and it is directly competing with Lululemon as well. I thought Aloe was a Korean brand for some reason.
No, I think it's
Oh,
an American brand.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I promise you, June, if it isn't already trending here, I should know how to pronounce it. Vuori will be trending in Korea too.
Oh, have you worn Lululemons or Aloe or these types of like luxury athleisure wear?
I own one pair of Lululemon sweatpants.
Yeah.
They were a gift
Yeah.
from my sister-in-law. So yeah, I do have one pair and they are very nice.
Is it really as good as they describe?
Let's say it might be 20% better than what you could get for 50% more cost. So
Yeah.
it's maybe not a good value. It is better though. Yeah.
I mean, I generally like clothes that are more focusing on the quality than whatever, the fashion or whatever. So I am very interested in Lululemon, and I tend to stop by to their store
Yeah.
when I go to the department store.
But then you see the price and you're like,
I see the price and
yeah.
it's not worth it.
I'm
Right?
the same way. It is nice, but maybe not quite as nice as the price.
But I heard a lot of people say that it does the justice. I don't know.
It is. It's
Maybe I
hard
should
for me
try
to.
for
It's
myself.
hard for me to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think the quality is very, very good.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. The next one is Hoka.
But sorry, do you want this trend to stay or go?
Oh, On and Aloe?
Yeah.
I want it to go.
Oh,
For
why?
the same reasons that I want the Trader Joe's things to go.
Oh, you
because
think
it's
it's
not even
pretentious.
it's not even here.
Ah.
And the way that they're wearing it, it's like and they don't even wear it as I see some people wearing all those stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not even like clothes.
Yeah.
They're wearing a hat
Oh, just to show off
or
the
a
side.
bag. Yeah. It's
Again,
kinda
June, I'll
pretentious.
take the other side. I want it to stay mostly because I want athleisure to become more normalized in Korea.
It's never gonna happen.
So no, come on, it can happen. No, come on, why wouldn't it happen?
Because like the way that Americans wear athleisure
Yeah,
doesn't have anything to do with fashion, I think.
it's just comfort.
It's just comfort.
Okay, well, I want to see the athleisure trend continue.
Okay.
So I don't feel weird wearing my, dry fit Nike shirt and shorts around all day.
I see. Okay, but so in fashion, on that line, I mentioned Hoka,
Okay.
and this is specifically a shoes brand, and I think they're famous for. Oh, they're not famous for this, but this is my personal view on Hoka. Is that very clunky looking and ugly and colorful.
Oh. Hoka 1-1, right? No?
HOKA.
Yeah, I
Hoka.
looked it up. I'm looking
Yeah.
it up now. It's a French company.
Or they're French. I
Yeah.
thought they were American.
It was founded in 2009 in France.
Mm.
Oh, and it's been based in Richmond, California before being acquired by Decker's brand in 2013.
Mm.
They gained attention in the running industry, producing shoes with oversized midsoles,
Yes.
dubbed maximalist shoes
Yeah.
in contrast to minimalist soles.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't say I recognize them, but
So the reason why I said the two categories are related to each other is because I wanted to talk about another category, which is sports.
oh, okay.
And what's really trending right now in
Yeah.
Korea is running.
Oh,
And that goes hand in hand with, I think, the trend in Hoka shoes too.
okay, interesting. Yeah, those make sense.
Yeah. So
Is running trending?
yes, that's what I heard.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
And there's a very specific format in which people
Of course.
like to run in Korea. They call it the running crew.
Okay.
So have you seen like in the Tancheon riversides, people run in groups together?
So June, I really enjoy jogging and running myself.
Yeah.
But the past 4 months or so, it's just been so hot. I don't
see.
do it. So I would not know if it were trending either.
So yeah, running is in trend right now, but in a format of a running crew.
Okay, group, yeah.
So people meet
Yeah.
and like this, so this is a social thing, right? I think they tend to meet in like apps or online communities to form like a crew
Yeah.
of like, let's say 10 people or so, and they run together. They do like pacemaking,
Oh.
and they in the app I think there's a thing where you can track each other's records and
Wow,
whatnot.
yeah.
So it's like it's a very social thing.
And very competitive, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Accountability.
And I think it's one of the very more healthy trends in Korea right now. And the reason I also think why like Hoka and Alo and these things are in trend
Yeah.
is because we covered this in one of our previous episodes. But for something to be a kungnul,
Yeah.
it has to involve like special
Expensive gear. Yeah.
But there aren't a lot of expensive gear that you can flex during running.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get like this very
The
fancy
nicest shoes.
Yeah.
To be clear, there is some stuff you can flex, but yeah, I can see why these are coupled. Yeah, the rise in jogging, running, and the nice shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And athleisure gear in general.
Yes. But I want this trend to stick though because it's very healthy.
Yeah.
What's the side
It's so
about?
interesting. I
Yeah.
think I'm a little in the middle here.
Yeah.
So I want running to stick around as a trend for sure. But I think the way that Koreans embody hobbies, right? Like that I want to go,
I
right?
see.
Like you just said, everyone's running the same way. You get a group together,
Yeah.
you do it all together, you track each other, blah blah blah. I just hope at least the running crews are having fun doing it. It needs to be fun.
I'm pretty sure they're having fun.
I don't know. It just seems so like highly structured and like you have to follow the same rules. I bet they're gonna read and share blogs around running technique and how to like run faster.
exactly,
Right?
that's-
Come on,
yeah.
like just that part's not bad, but it's so extreme. Like there's always just one way to do the hobby, and there's many ways to enjoy running, Jun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of, I think, CrossFit vibes when I see
Yeah,
them
yeah,
running by.
yeah.
It's very like enthusiastic,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
encouraging each other.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
which I love that community aspect. To be clear, I want that to stay. But June, in a previous episode, I had mentioned. Oh, it might have been the most recent one. That on Liberation Day, there was a running group.
Yes.
All holding the tagaki as they were running. I'm pretty sure that was one of these
Yes,
groups. Yeah,
exactly.
So running crew.
In line with this, I think there's this. I don't want to say a trend. It's because it's been around for quite a while. But because we mentioned CrossFit,
Yeah.
there's this famous CrossFit brand that has been very popular in Korea, which is called Pusao F45.
Oh, at 45.
Yeah, and in Korean they just call it Pusao because like F is like the P sound.
Sao.
Pusao.
F45. Got it. I saw my first F45 gym, I think, in the US this about last time.
Yeah.
So before that, I had never heard of it, literally, except you mentioning it.
Yeah.
But I saw my first one in the US, and I think I now recognized an F45 gym in Korea too.
And they're very famous for having this very specific culture where like it's very social and like they're all friends together and they're very loud
Yeah.
and they foster this kind of community feeling and they always post it on Instagram.
It's part of the rule when you sign up.
I think so.
Yeah,
It's very
it's,
high quality
it's in the
pictures
contract, yeah.
that they take of you
Yeah.
and let you post on Instagram. Good
In
marketing.
that regard, Jun, Koreans expanding their social circles, I am definitely a fan of and hope that trend continues.
Yes.
And if you have to find it through a hobby or mutual interest, that's great.
Yeah.
However way it happens, I think it's a good thing. So I hope that continues.
Have you ever done CrossFitting before?
I think I might have gone to one class in the US and
Yeah.
one class in Korea. Yeah. But I've never been a part of it, no.
I see. Okay. Next, surprisingly, we're very on time right
Good. Okay.
now. Yeah. So I think it's a natural segue to talk about health.
Okay.
And what is very in trend right now is COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of my friends and coworkers in the company getting COVID. There was a phase. I think it's already kind of past now, right? Like
I
a
don't know, yeah.
couple weeks ago, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was very high.
Everyone got COVID. I don't know what else we can talk about.
I think President Biden famously got COVID a second time earlier this year
Oh, he did?
in the US.
Yeah.
So to be clear, I might be recovering from COVID. I'm not sure because I didn't test myself, which I think most Koreans would see as irresponsible of me.
That you didn't test?
Yeah.
I don't think they do anymore.
I don't know. But in America, this is what I wanted to bring up and see if you agreed with me. The common sentiment in America, just treat COVID like you would the flu.
Yeah.
So, isolate when you need to. Don't spread it on purpose.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do anything like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to quarantine yourself or and so to that end, like I was like, well, if I was in America, I would not even think about testing myself. So I didn't test.
That's in line with how I would treat it. I think it differed by person this time.
Okay.
Because even in my company, there are some people who would like work from home.
Yeah.
And like even some people said that they isolated themselves into their rooms or
Oh, wow,
whatever.
yeah.
And I thought that was too much. Some people just treat it as a flu too. So I think it's a natural progression towards how they treat this disease,
Okay.
which is good.
But yeah, Korea, I saw all the headlines, right? COVID spiking, thousands of cases.
Yeah.
A couple friends or Korean acquaintances, I'd say, they were like really scared hearing it. And I think they went into precaution mode, put on their masks full time, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to get your sense. My feeling is that Koreans still would take COVID much more seriously than your average American would.
I don't know, because I don't know exactly how Americans think about COVID.
Okay, yeah.
But through my personal experience, I did see a lot of people wearing masks after
That spike, right?
Yeah,
During that spike.
yeah. I didn't.
Uh,
And I think a couple people asked me, like, why aren't you wearing your mask?
oh, okay, so they did nunchiba a little.
They did nunchijo a little.
Nunchijo a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't take the nunchi.
You knew, but you refused. Okay, do you think your average Korean would judge me for not testing, when some sickness went through my family household? Which, by the way, when you have 4 kids going to 4 different schools, like, of course you're going to get sick. Do you think your average Korean would judge me for not taking a COVID test and then, quarantining myself more seriously?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe like low-key judge,
Yeah.
but not that much.
Not that much.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have anything else to talk about COVID?
No. I mean, other than a global trend is mpox right now. Have you heard of mpox?
Yes,
Oh.
monkeypox, right?
Yeah. Was that on your list?
No, I didn't even think it was a global trend.
Oh, it's a global trend. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first case was reported. We should have done some research.
That was a thing like a couple of years ago or last year, right?
Yeah, but I think it mutated. So
Did-
they're saying the latest variant spreads more quickly and is more deadly. It's getting to the point where it's on the global radar now. And so I read news both in Korea and in American news around monkeypox.
Is it a deadly thing?
I think it's just visually at least looks very unsightly. I don't know how dangerous it is or how deadly it is, but
How does it spread?
I didn't do any research. No, I looked up the Google Trends for America,
I
and
see.
mpox was one of the top 25 trending search terms.
Do you have chicken pox when you were little?
In America, I would say close to 100% of people get chicken
Yeah.
pox as a
Yeah.
kid. So I did, yes.
I remember when I was living in the US when I was
Did
little.
you get it in the US?
I don't know if I got it. I must have had. It's like, you know, that like the white thing that
Yeah,
you
you put on
plaster
top.
all over your face is so weird.
Calamine lotion. Oh my God, I can't believe I can still remember that term. I don't
What's a
think I've
lotion?
used that word in like 30, 40 Calamine lotion, I believe. I mean, I should look it up.
But I hope that they don't treat chicken pox that way.
You mean
these days.
mpox? Oh, chicken pox?
Yeah,
I'm
chicken
pretty
pox.
sure it's the same.
Like plastering the white thing
Yeah.
all over your face.
Calamine lotion.
Looks so weird.
It does.
Yeah.
But you're at home anyway, so.
Okay.
It helps stop the itching, I believe. And if you itch it, then it's going to be more likely to scar.
I'm pretty sure I saw my friends
Not having it on?
having it on in school.
Oh, you put it on and then you go to school?
I think so.
What?
How else would I have seen them?
Interesting. Yeah. Well, anyway, I remember putting it on and not going to school when I had chicken pox, but yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
COVID, clearly the COVID trend we would like to see go, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yes. And mpox too.
Hopefully it doesn't. Anyway, to be clear, I think the article I read, whatever the epidemiologist, is that study of disease? Anyway, the scientist that was being interviewed said there's no risk of mpox becoming like COVID.
I
So
see.
basically becoming super global and super widespread.
That's good. The next category is technology,
Ooh, okay.
specifically around electric cars in Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna save this for the news headline episode.
Okay. This was early this month of August, where in some apartment and in Korea, the parking spaces in apartments usually they're underground.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, this Mercedes electric car caught on fire.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even charging, I
Yeah.
think, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Investigators say that it wasn't even on charge, and it started like catching on fire and blew up the entire space.
It was a massive
Yeah.
explosion, right?
Yeah.
I think wasn't it hundreds of cars were damaged?
I believe so.
I think it was basically an explosion. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's even more lethal because it happened in a basement parking area.
Yeah.
And it had a big impact in Korean society in
Yes,
general,
yeah.
in the way that they perceive electric
Yep.
cars.
Yep. Mhm.
And they're starting to regulate electric cars now.
Oh, who is the government?
Not the government, but like
Apartment units, right?
apartment units or
Yeah.
companies. Like if you have an electric car, like you shouldn't park it
Oh my
underground or
gosh, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or like you have to have it like below 80% charge or something,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. It's almost like
because Teslas were so in trend
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a couple years ago.
it's becoming almost a witch hunt.
Yeah.
In that if they find out you have an electric car,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're the one in our apartment complex driving that one. It's like you're
Exactly.
stigmatized
Yeah.
socially.
Yeah. Maybe now is the time to buy electric cars.
Jun, I was talking about this with my friend, and he said specifically there's a stigma against electric vehicles where the battery was produced in China.
Yes. I think that was a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think because they were so much cheaper than before, that is what drove the EV car price down and had them skyrocket in popularity. So not just the Tesla Y, but a bunch of EVs in Korea, they were super affordable and very, very popular.
Yeah.
I think my father-in-law said the wait for the Ioniq 6 at one point was close to a year in Korea. So you literally couldn't buy it.
Interesting.
And yeah, just a few weeks ago, right? This explosion,
Yeah.
sentiment seems to have gone completely against them. Yeah.
It's not only about the explosion, but I heard that it's very difficult to put it off.
Oh, the fire.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
the battery
yeah.
is on fire. I
Yeah.
saw one very fascinating video of like how firefighters treat electric cars that are on fire. Is that they build sort of like a dam around the car, and they literally just sink it
Oh, wow.
so that that's like the only way
Yeah.
to effectively
Yeah,
put it off.
I have read that EV fires are just 100 times. I'm probably misquoting it.
Yeah.
More difficult to put out than
Yeah.
regular just gasoline based
Yes.
engine fires. So yeah, that part doesn't surprise me. This one. Okay, yeah.
What's your take on electric cars?
So to be clear, I drove an EV in the US and I loved that car. The reason I didn't bring one to Korea, actually, to be clear, we had two EV cars. One was just a hybrid, one was fully EV. The reason we didn't bring them to Korea was we didn't want to have to deal with charging them in Korea.
Yeah.
If you're living in an apartment building with just a handful of chargers, I just would have imagined it would be so annoying to have to try to figure out the time to charge, etc. So that's primarily why I didn't bring one here. I'm in general a huge fan of EVs. I think they're better for the environment, and they just are, in my experience, more performant. Like they accelerate faster, etc. I'm not a car guy, right? Car enthusiasts are like, EVs, they're not real cars, right? You want to hear that engine, like blah, blah, blah. But that's not me. So I'm a huge fan of them. But I am glad the reasons we didn't bring our EVs to Korea are true. I'm glad we don't drive one here. Yeah, finding a charging station, dealing with that whole thing, it's just it would be too cumbersome.
Do you know what a hydrogen car is?
Oh, no, but I think I know what you're going to say. There's like another type of fuel, right, here?
Hydrogen.
Yes, dude. Yeah. So I couldn't tell you what, like anything more than that.
Yeah.
I just, the one time I tried to fill up my, gasoline car. By the way, like, I think it's petroleum, but Americans call it gasoline. That's its own misnomer.
Yeah.
But we tried to fill up our gas car at presumably a hydrogen pumping station.
I see.
And the guy was just like, "You're an idiot. Like, what are you doing here?" And I was like, they were like, "Just, you can't do that here." And I was like, "Oh, today I learned there's another fuel for cars in Korea."
Yeah. I think it might be specifically a Korean thing because I think it's Hyundai who is betting really big on hydrogen cars. And I think they are the biggest manufacturers of hydrogen cars. And I think...
Yeah, for sure they do not exist in America.
But it's interesting because people think that they actually go on hydrogen, but it's not. I think they just use hydrogen to... It's basically an EV though.
Oh, it is?
They use hydrogen to create electricity.
Oh, to charge the battery?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the very big advantages of hydrogen cars over EVs is that their charging speed is much, much faster.
Oh, which is one of the biggest problems with EV cars, right?
Yeah.
It's just very slow and annoying to charge. Therefore, you have to charge it at home overnight, etc.
Yeah. If I think, I don't know anything about hydrogen cars, but if their batteries are proven to be safer than the normal EVs, I think now is a chance for Hyundai to
strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah.
I would say, is there a perception against hydrogen in Korea?
I think there's a misunderstanding that people think that it just runs on hydrogen. And because hydrogen is so flammable,
exactly.
people think that it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But if you do even the lightest research, you get to know that it's not the case. Yeah.
In America, since there's such a heavy perception that hydrogen's dangerous, highly flammable, etc.
Yeah.
Even if it only requires slight research to get over it, it would never become popular.
I see.
Yeah, it's just too...
Maybe they should rebrand it. They shouldn't call it hydrogen car.
But that's one of those things
they should call it a fast charging EV.
Yeah, then it would be instant charge EV.
Yeah.
But to be honest, maybe that's something Koreans wouldn't understand about American culture. It's just like, A, how stigmatized hydrogen is and how dangerous people think it is. And two, how hard it is to overcome that perception once something's entrenched. Like, people will just not do research.
Was there an incident
with hydrogen?
Yeah.
Two things come to mind. One is the hydrogen bomb, right? Which is using hydrogen, right? The second one was it the Lindenberg?
Oh, like the blob thing.
Wasn't it? No, the hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like using hydrogen and then it like exploded?
I think so.
So I don't, maybe I'm wrong.
What
like
do you
the
call
blimp.
that?
Blimp.
The blimp, yeah.
There's
The
a
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's just this perception that hydrogen's dangerous, and so
Ah,
therefore I could never see this being successful under the current branding. But
I see.
do you happen to know what the market share is in Korea of the hydrogen?
Very low.
Oh, very low.
I think Hyundai, even Hyundai, who's trying to push it very hard,
Mhm.
they only have like a couple of actual hydrogen cars that they released.
I feel like there's a lot of stations though.
Really? Maybe I'm wrong then.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. But I've never heard or met anyone who says that I drive a hydrogen car.
I do know they're supposed to be very fuel efficient.
Mm,
So I think that's number one. Like it's very practical.
mm,
But yeah, I didn't know they were actually closer to EVs than gas cars.
mm.
And then
I think certain cargo trucks or like buses or whatnot are changing to hydrogen.
interesting.
Yeah,
Again, in the US, is diesel fuel popular here in Korea?
it was.
Uh,
Not anymore, I think.
I think diesel's known to be more fuel efficient, maybe slightly worse for the environment.
Because, yeah, there is a trend to try to ban diesel altogether.
In Korea too.
I think so.
Yeah. And I think in the US that's true as well because it is more harmful to the environment.
Yeah.
But at least the stigma is only those big trucks and truckers drive diesel.
Yeah.
But we had a diesel car for a while.
Oh, you did? My family had a diesel car too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it was in trend for some while in Korea.
I mean,
Because it's cheaper, right?
one thing, it is cheaper. It's more fuel efficient.
Yeah.
And one thing my friend told me that I really trust stuck with me. He was like, hey, Germans are known to build great diesel engines.
Yeah.
Right? And we had bought a German car. It was an Audi. And so we were like, oh, like, if we're going to buy an Audi, might as well buy a diesel Audi.
Yeah.
Dude, this car was recalled because Audi got fined with the biggest thing ever.
Oh, that
from the
thing.
EPA. Yeah.
Because they cheated in the
Because they
testing
cheated
thing. Yeah.
on emissions.
Yeah.
So unknowingly, we were driving like a really bad for the environment car, but we didn't know. Anyway.
I see.
Uh,
Interesting.
where am I going with
do you
this?
want this trend to, or do you want the trend of EV to flourish more or sink all together with the sensitive?
I think EVs are good. I think it's going to continue this way for sure.
Yeah.
I also don't like the trend. This is not unique to Korea, but I feel like particularly it is. No, I think it is more extreme in Korea. This trend of kind of piling on and being quick to judge.
Yes.
It's like, why would you stigmatize people for driving an EV? I really feel like that's how extreme it is here in Korea right now. And everyone is so quick to judge both the car manufacturer, but also other people for driving. So that I want to go away.
Yeah.
And I hope EVs continue. I do think they're better for the environment. And having driven them too, I mean, they're a joy to drive. They're really fun. So, yeah. And also, if they become more normalized, then I think more and more parking spots will become kind of EV capable. And so that'll make it not as stressful. Jun, again, this is secondhand experience. I heard driving an EV in Korea in a big apartment, like if you don't remove your car from the charging station within minutes of it fully charging, you'll get kind of called out. You'll
Really?
get called, hey, like move your car.
Ah.
Like people would like be really annoyed.
Uh-huh.
And I understand it because
Yeah.
if there's only like 4 charging spots
Yeah.
for like all these EV cars, right? Like, you need to get it charged and you all need to share it. Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest problems about EV adoptions in Korea is because the living conditions are different, right?
Yeah.
In the US, you probably had your own charging
Yeah,
station.
we just
at your
charged at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our garage.
That'll be so comfortable. But in Korea, it's usually everyone lives in an apartment,
Yeah.
and there are only certain dedicated spots for charging, right? So it's gonna be a hassle.
June, before we left, we had got solar installed
Oh,
in our house.
the Tesla thing.
Well, I'm not gonna say exactly, but
Okay.
the panels I think were Tesla. We also got the Powerwall, which is insane.
Nice.
But anyway, the point is, it didn't get finished until we left, so we've never lived at our former home. But we're at this point completely off the electric grid.
Oh.
The solar powers our entire house, and even more so, it
Crazy.
gives back to the electrical grid in California. So we
Oh.
actually get a very small, refund from California
Well, that's really
because
cool.
of how much electricity we're powering. And so I think just the power of solar, again, and there's so many incentives in the U.S. for installing solar panels.
How
right?
how long does it take to break even?
Oh, that I don't know. I would say I think like maybe 7 to 10 years is what I've heard.
Oh, that's pretty long though.
Yeah. Oh, but that's not. The government is offering so many subsidies
Ah, I
and
see.
refunds
I see.
to make basically the installation free. And so,
Ah.
yeah,
So
I
you're
mean,
just instantly making money out of it then.
maybe not to
It's a
that extent.
no-brainer.
I do think it takes some time, but then after that, yeah, you're just
So
you're
you're saying the
ahead.
turnover is very short then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say 3 to 5 years. That's just I should do some research.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a huge. The reason why we got it installed, by the way, this is a very bad trend in the U.S. was wildfires.
Ah.
And so it got to the point where, several years in a row in California, again, because mostly driven by the outdated electrical infrastructure and the dry conditions, et cetera, and climate change, wildfires were happening all the time, every year, to the point where, again, the power grid was going down or you were at risk of losing power. And so, we just got to the point, especially with young kids, whether it was breast milk being frozen in the freezer that would ruin or whatever. We were just like, I remember one time there was a blackout too. And there was one house on our whole street that was still lit up. And, we talked to them and they're like, yeah, we just have solar panels and we have a battery stored, to store the power.
Oh, wow.
And so anyway, it took us a year after that to finally get it installed because there was so much demand. But yeah, I mean, after having it now, it's a game changer. Being able to supply your own electricity, not have to pay for electricity and think about that really, right? And so anyway, it's a nice feeling.
I think my parents, they have a solar panel too, their house.
They live in like a single family home in Daegu?
Yeah, they
Oh.
built their house
Okay.
in the mountains.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but solar is a game changer.
Yeah.
And again, something that could never really become super popular in Korea
Yeah.
because most people live in an apartment. Yeah.
I love the idea of the Tesla panels because like the solar panels in our parents' house, they look super ugly. They
Oh.
look like those solar panels that you see, right? But the Tesla ones, they made it look like they're like the roof. What do you call them?
Oh, there are two types of shingles.
Yeah.
There are two types. There's the regular like big panels, which actually is the one we got
Ah, I
installed.
see.
And I think they were piloting basically roof shingles that
Yeah.
double as solar panels. We did not get those.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Those were sweet.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's move on. So the final one is, of course, food.
Food,
We
yeah.
can't miss out food.
Ooh, what's trending? Yeah.
Yeah, there are two things that we wanted to.
Oh, I know one.
Yeah.
Okay, no, let me see.
Okay. The first one is this thing called 요아정.
No, I
Have
don't
you heard
know
of
what that
it?
is. No.
It's short for 요거트 아이스크림의 정석.
No, what's 정석? Mix?
정석 is like your standard.
Oh, okay.
It's called, so translated into like the standard for yogurt ice cream.
Yeah.
This is just a yogurt ice cream brand,
Oh.
but all of a sudden it became
Super
such
popular.
a trend. Yeah. And I have to admit, I order it a lot.
Yeah. Where do you get it?
It's just in like Coupang Eats and whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there one nearby walkable?
I don't even know if they have seating there.
Yogurt ice cream?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
they're famous for just delivery.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I don't think I've
found that yet.
never seen a store.
What? I want to try it.
You should order.
Especially in the hot summer days. This
Yeah,
would be
you
perfect.
should order.
Oh, so okay.
요아정.
Jong.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Yogurt ice cream.
I don't think there's anything special about it, which makes me.
Is this Froyo 2.0?
It's nothing different.
It is. It's just frozen yogurt.
It's just frozen yogurt.
Oh, okay. I'm less excited about
But
it.
I don't know why it's so in trend right now.
It's rebrand. It's literally just frozen yogurt.
It's
rebranded.
literally frozen yogurt with like, of course, like frozen yogurt. They obviously have a variety of toppings that you can put on.
Yeah.
They offer a lot, which is, I don't think that's even that special either. But I don't know. It's just in trend.
Okay. We got to get Italian ice here, like I said before.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who wants to open a Carmen's
I want to try
or
that.
Rita's?
Well, I actually do think that I've seen an Italian ice place or a place that sells Italian ice in 현대백화점.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a coffee. It's a coffee place.
Yeah.
It's an espresso bar.
Okay.
But they have this like thing that
Yeah.
they like floated on top of your coffee, and it looked like what you described.
Interesting. I'll check it out.
Yeah, kind of shaved ice, but very condensed with flavor. It looked
Okay.
like.
On top of coffee, though.
Yeah, I think it was coffee.
Yeah. It's not going to be Italian
Maybe
ice.
it's not Italian ice. Okay. Anyways, so yuwajang, I think but one thing that I really like about their topping
Uh-huh.
is that they have like this chocolate shell thing.
Sorry, is it a specific brand of frozen yogurt?
It's a brand.
Oh, okay. So it's like a specific thing, like
Oh,
pink
you thought it
berries.
was a type.
I thought you were just saying frozen yogurt in general.
Oh,
is
no,
trendy.
no. It's this
It's a specific brand of frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And their name is just yuwajang.
Yuwajang.
Yeah.
Okay.
The topic that I really like
Uh-huh.
is they have a chocolate shell option.
Uh-huh.
Or like those McDonald's ice creams, soft
Soft
serves,
serve. Mhm.
where they would like
Really high.
create this like chocolate shell, if you will. Like they dip it in ice cream.
Oh, yes.
In
Yeah,
chocolate.
I get it. Yeah.
They have that option.
Oh, it hardens on
Yeah.
top. Oh, okay.
And I never thought that chocolate and yogurt ice cream would go
It's
well,
good, yeah.
but it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try this.
Yes. Do I want this to stick? Yes. I love yogurt ice cream.
Yeah. Why do you think froyo went away?
Froyo?
Yeah.
Oh, like the red
Mango, pink berry,
stuff?
etc. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's still more popular in the US, I think. It's completely gone from Korea as far as I can tell.
I don't know why. It was so good.
It was so popular, so
Yeah.
good. Now it's gone.
This is the next wave of trend with
Interesting.
with zero innovation.
Wait, this chain, does it offer crazy customization?
To which extent?
Like to your point, like you can do all sorts of flavors, toppings, etc.
I think yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they have different flavors of the ice cream itself, but there's like a ton of different options of toppings.
Don't you think that's a little counter to Korean culture though?
It is.
Does it stress you out, or is it
It does.
is there just like the Chunchan recommendation?
If there were to be a recommendation,
You just pick it.
you know what's interesting, because yuwajang is such in trend.
Yeah.
I see so many Instagram posts
How to
about
optimize
this is
The best
you have to
yuwajang
put
order.
this and this and this together.
I see.
Yeah, so yuwajang.
Okay.
Okay, the final one is, and we have it in the props right now.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up another one when you're done.
Oh, let's go through that then
Oh,
first.
so at Hyundai Baekgajam, there's a new acai place.
Oh, Oakberry.
Yeah, Oakberry.
Yeah.
So have you ever had an acai bowl?
Yes, I've actually tried that one multiple times.
Oh, so you like it?
I like it.
Yeah. It's very
I
expensive.
hate the
It's
price.
so expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I haven't had an acai bowl in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying whatever $15
Yeah.
for that thing. Yeah.
But that brand is from the US, right?
Oh, is it?
So they brought the
didn't know that.
customization
Oh,
thing
yeah,
together, and it stresses me out. So many things that you can customize
Oh, I didn't know
for.
Oakberry came from the US. Yeah. It says it's present in more than 35 countries. But yeah, I mean, again, I love acai bowls.
What's up with the price though?
It's so expensive
Yeah,
here. I mean,
it's like
it's known to be not cheap, but I'd say average, like middle of the road in the US. But that Oakberry place is expensive.
Yeah, as far as I remember, acai bowls were in trend like 5 years ago.
Oh, in Korea too?
In Korea.
Oh, I didn't know.
But then it went away and then it came back.
Came back.
But I don't think Oakberry is a trend right now, nor is acai bowl.
Oh, I assume anything opening up new in Hyundai is going to be...
They're
kinda
trying
trending.
hard.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. I've never.
There's a long line. I feel
There
like
was
there's always
not
people
not
there.
anymore.
Ah,
It was
okay,
it's
okay.
like just the first couple weeks. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, okay, acai bowls.
No, I don't think it's a countrywide trend.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I thought it might start to become trending because acai bowls are things that I think I feel like they would do well in Korea. They're healthy. They're kind of like expensive, and Koreans like that. So
Yeah.
it's like a luxury, healthy meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their positioning is kind of tricky because it's a dessert.
Yeah, but in America, it's eaten as a meal.
Yeah, that's what I was
the
going to get
difference,
at.
yeah.
Korean people would never think that eating like that sweet thing
As
is
a meal. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be like a salad or something.
Even that's new.
Yeah.
I think most modern Koreans would understand you can eat a salad as a meal. But historically, I think people would be like, salad's not a meal.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a side.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So the last thing
Yeah.
is
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
PPL.
this is not the actual thing that is in trend, but is Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's actually not called Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
That the real thing is called fixed dessert chocolatier. And it is from Dubai, and
Yeah.
that's why it's called Dubai chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fix brand is the real deal.
Yeah.
But after it was so in trend in
Yeah.
Korea, there are a lot of like replicas. But so I learned that the reason why it was so in trend is because this TikTok influencer, Maria Behira, pretty sure I'm not pronouncing the name right, but she did this mukbang.
Oh, she did a
Thing.
mukbang.
Yeah, with that very Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
It became such a global trend.
Yeah.
And like because like Korea is the number one mukbang country, they had to try this.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many posts about
Dubai chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
Instagram.
too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
and like
Oh, the actual fixed
Yeah,
Dubai chocolate.
the fixed,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
and it's like in Tangun.
Yeah.
Tangun market,
Yeah.
which is like what is like Facebook marketplace equivalent in Korea.
Yeah.
They sell it for like 6만 원 per bar.
Oh, wow.
Which is like $15.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
No. Is it 15? No. 6만 원 is 40.
Oh, Yukman one.
Yeah, 40,
It's like $40,
$40
yeah.
per bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But we couldn't get that one. But we got this one from the 편의점.
Jun, have you tried it yet?
No, I
Me
haven't.
neither.
So
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
But no, the idea of Dubai chocolate, you know, the actual Dubai, I've seen like Dubai chocolate everywhere in Korea now. It's at like the coffee shop, at the dessert place.
Oh,
like I
really?
just see it all over the place. So,
Oh, cool.
and I know it's trending because one of my friend's moms, ASMR unwrapping. No, she was very excited one day. We were at dinner and she was very excited. And I was like, oh, what is that? She was like, oh, the 편의점, the convenience store lady, she saved me one of the new Dubai chocolates they got. And I think it's just this. It's not the real one. But, you know, when it gets to the point where the 편의점 lady has to
Yeah.
like hold one for you and
Yeah.
you feel like very special when that happens, you know it's become mainstream in Korea.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's going to stick for that long, but I'll save my judgment.
until you try it.
We have to try it together.
Oh, thank you, Jun. All right, my first ever bite of Dubai chocolate, which is a Belgian chocolate filled with toasted katafi and hazelnut or pistachio cream.
I'm a bit disappointed because this looks so different from
The fix.
the actual thing.
I've never
But
actually seen the actual thing.
is like very green inside, like green filling. But this one's like whitish, right?
I see.
Anyways, let's try it. It's just chocolate.
That's just chocolate. I can't even taste the pistachio.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's just chocolate.
It's just okay. Yeah. I'm not a huge chocolate guy myself, so. But I love pistachio, so.
But I don't want to count this as like actually having
actual
Dubai
Dubai
chocolate
chocolate.
because it looks so different.
Maybe we need to buy the
Folks,
Yukman
this
one.
is just chocolate. You don't have to try it. Unless you want to try the actual one.
Cool.
Okay. Do you have a favorite chocolate brand? I
I
have
just
one.
said I'm not big in chocolate.
Oh, you said it? Sorry.
Jun, what's your favorite chocolate brand?
There's this thing called the Hershey's Harmony. Oh, Symphony.
Oh, Symphony. Okay.
My dad used to love these.
Okay.
It's really good. Whenever I go to the States, I buy some bars and bring it back for my father.
I've never heard of that. Hershey Symphony. Okay.
I don't think they're a very popular brand. But yeah.
No, I think I always just buy Trader Joe's dark chocolate specifically.
You say you don't like chocolate.
For my wife, yeah.
Oh, your wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's a big dark chocolate fan.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think, I exhausted my list.
This was fun. Yeah. I learned a lot about Korean trends and yeah. When was the last time we did this? Was it? It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think this is our official second trends episode.
We should try to do it like at least every half.
quarter or at least every 6 months.
Yeah.
I think this is our second one. Was the language one a trends episode? Kind of.
Was it?
Remember
I
we
don't
did
remember.
slang? I think
Oh,
that was
yes.
more of a language episode, less a trend one. So, yes, we'll try to do this episode regularly to keep everyone up to date with the latest trends. in general, June, because you had asked me off script,
Yeah.
what's trending in America?
Yeah.
It's hard for things. I feel like trends are not as obvious or as widespread in America. And so even though throughout the course of this episode, it's like, yeah, of course, like athleisure is trending on a grand scale. I've talked about pickleball before.
I know what's trending in the US now.
What is?
Timu.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're talking about Timu.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Timu, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's more in trend than it is in Korea. Almost.
I believe that because I think Koreans have been aware of this brand, like this category, of very, let's say, low cost options from China.
Yeah.
But America, I think AliExpress was a pretty big one before. Of course, people knew. Like when my dad was even like, "Oh, there's this like amazing ping pong paddle on AliExpress. Should I get it?" But it definitely did not reach widespread adoption or knowledge. I think Temu has just gone so crazy with the advertising and low cost giveaways, etc. That they've kind of tipped that point where most people might have heard of it now in the US and are finally aware of that as an option. So, but yeah, I am still getting a ton of Temu ads, if not more than before in Korea. Okay. All right,
Okay.
June, we have a bunch of new Patreon subscribers.
Yeah.
So let's start with, I believe, thank you to Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you to Amanda, who bumped up their membership significantly. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you to Kelso.
I wonder what triggered Amanda to bump up. Maybe like some episode she it's a she, right? Amanda's a.
I think Amanda's pretty. Yeah.
She liked one of our episodes.
Okay. Well, Amanda, if you want to come onto the Discord, let us know what made you bump it up.
Yeah.
But thank you, Amanda. Thank you to Kelso, who introduced herself in our Discord as well.
Yes.
Thank you to Ido.
Ido.
And
Thank you, Ido.
Thank you, Ido. And thank you to Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. We are very lucky Vickies. So many Patreon subscribers.
Wait, that's not the right use of the term.
Lucky
It has to be
Vicky.
like a negative, right?
Oh, that's true. You know it, but you use it better than me.
Lucky Vicky. Okay. Well, I'll try to find a way to use it.
Okay.
No, but thank you. June, this might be the most Patreon subscribers we've shouted out in one episode.
I think so.
I think previously we had 4, but today we had 5. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you again to our newest supporters especially, but to everyone who continues to support us in, whether it's through Patreon, YouTube Super Thanks, or even just following, liking, commenting us on our various social media platforms.
Yes.
So yeah, very much appreciate you all. And it's the big reason why we keep doing this. So yeah, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
If you feel like this episode was worth 25 cents,
25 cents.
also you consider supporting us on Patreon for $1 a month.
$1 a month.
At least, or more. I should switch that to consider supporting us on Patreon, where the lowest tier subscription starts at just $1 a month.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do subscribe, you get to join our exclusive Discord channel. And that's it.
Exclusive and
June, we really got to think of other things we can do for our paid subscribers. So
you were thinking about, do you want to cover this in our episode? I don't think, sorry, off record, I don't think we'll ever do that.
it's so easy to just slightly. I'm actually starting to correct the transcript as I'm editing now.
Really?
Yeah. It's not that much work.
Interesting.
Maybe that's why it took me.
But there's so many easy things that we could do that we don't. So,
Like what?
Like preparing for the episode.
Yeah. It's true. Anyway.
I'm so proud that I
We did it on time.
Made
We
you-
really got to go though.
know that I made you learn Lucky Vicky.
Lucky Vicky.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for this week. Thank you, everyone. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Bye.
Bye. June, I wanted to bring up this one shoe brand since we were on the topic earlier. And I'd seen it everywhere. In fact, I actually thought it was a Korean brand because I'd never seen it before in the US. But I think it's the Roger Federer On. O-N.
Yeah, on. I said on and aloe.
Oh, you said On.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I swear, the first time I saw this, I had to look up DQ because to me it looks like a DQ.
Dairy Queens?
Well, literally the logo looks like D and a Q, but it's an O and an N.
How does that look like a D though?
Trust me, if you look at it again, you'll see. Oh, that's why I thought it was a DQ.
Yeah.
Okay, this all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that brand is super popular in Korea, but it came out of nowhere for me.
came out of nowhere,
I
yeah.
really don't know.
I don't know either.
And why would you wear Roger Federer running shoes?
Because he's a very famous athlete.
No, I love the guy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'll wear I think he's a big Rolex guy. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't buy Roger Federer running shoes.
Mm.
He's not a runner.
He runs a lot in the court.
Okay. Is on only Roger Federer?
I didn't even know that it had Roger Federer.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
associations.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think they officially launched in Korea. Did they? I don't know. I haven't seen it in
They
the
have to be open.
백화점s.
They're literally everywhere in Korea.
Really? Maybe they have.
I don't understand how it could be so widespread if they weren't available here.
Mm.
But yeah, I fully agree with you. This brand is completely on trend completely trending in Korea.
Mhm.
Oh man. Okay, I didn't realize this is what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just looked them up.
But I'm not. I don't want to judge them before
Trying
actually
them?
wearing them. Yeah.
No, they're
Oh,
very.
I have tried Hoka before.
Uh-huh.
Didn't live up to my expectations.
Okay. Okay.
But maybe you get to know it. You really understand the value of it when you run. But yeah.
Anyway, they are a Swiss shoe company.
Oh, they're Swiss.
Which is the affiliation with Roger Federer.
Oh,
Makes
interesting.
sense.
Yeah.
But literally, when I was Googling, I thought they were like his shoe.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Maybe he just advertises for them.
maybe he just advertises for them. Yeah.
I think the rise in these like very, I want to say, high tech shoe brands
Mhm.
has an effect on me
In what way?
financially.
Like you want to.
Because I hold a lot of Nike stocks. And
So
Nike
negative
has
way,
been
yeah.
plunging
Oh,
dramatically.
really?
And I think specifically because of these brands have
Yeah.
been such a threat to Nike.
Mhm.
But I hope they have a comeback.
Well, Jun, I still buy most of my shoes from Nike, so.
Thank you very much.